in the Excel sheet. What's the first job? What is the requirement of first job? Extract employee file data. Okay. So I extract employee file data and load it into a table. So here, for example, customer has shared a file to me. Okay. So whenever customer has shared a file to me, I need to load this into a table. So this is a file. Okay. So here we need files for practice also here. For example, so if you see here, we don't have files for practice. Okay. So here we need to create, let's create two folders. One is for source. So to create two folders here, one is for source, other one is for target. Okay. So that will be good if you separate source and target. Okay. And here we don't have files for practice. So in our drive, I have provided files for practice. What you are supposed to do, you need to download this file and copy it to VMware. Download. Okay. So here there are a lot of files are there. Okay. So if you see here, I have given a lot of files. Okay, for practice purpose. Okay. So here it has been zipped and now let's see here. Go to download. So this is the one. What you are supposed to do, extract to this folder. Okay. So here we have, inside here we have files for practice. So what you can do, you can cut, right click, cut, or you can use copy also and go to VMware C drive. Okay. So those who are people, non-IT people, go to C drive and copy paste here. Okay. So here the file has been copy paste. Okay, the folder, not the file. Okay, entire folder has been copy paste to C drive. So here, what is the input file that you need to take? So the input file that you need to take in the assignment sheet, emp.txt, emp_pipe.txt. So we need to search for that file. So this is the first exercise, right? So this is the one. What you can do, right click, copy, and then what you can do, go to source folder and place your file. Okay. So let's open, this is the file, right? So here, what is the first line contains? First line contains metadata of the file. Okay. So this is the metadata. Okay. This is the metadata and this is the data of the data in the file. Okay. So here we need to load this data into a table. So that is the requirement. Now what we can do, we need to, so we are dealing with a text file. Okay, so now open DataStage Designer, already opened. Okay, now go to file, click on new. Okay, and go to jobs, click on parallel job. Okay, so click on OK. Now here, what you are supposed to do, here, go to files. So this is the palette window. How the palette window will be opened? Go to repository. Go to view, click on palette. Okay. So here you can see it has been opened. So whenever it is a tick mark, that particular one is opened. Okay. So now go to file. Okay. So files, drag and drop sequential file stage. Now let's discuss about sequential file stage, the background of the sequential file stage and all the details. Okay. And the next step is go to processing stage. Okay. And here you can use transformer, where we can dump the data from source to target. Okay. And the next thing is we are loading to a table. Okay. So our database is DB2. Our VMware comes with DB2 database. Okay. So what we can do, install, drag and drop this DB2 connector. Okay. So now the tool is going to develop a program for us. Okay. So go to general. We need to make the connectivity. Okay. What is the data stage of individual stages linked together? So this is the link. Click on the link. Just drag and drop. Okay. So what you can do, left click, drag and drop. Similarly, so click on the link here, right click, drag and drop. Sorry, left click, drag and drop. Left click, drag and drop. So other option is other option that we can do, right click, drag and drop. Okay, so right click on the stage, just put the mouse on the stage, right click on the mouse, drag and drop. So this is the option where you can create the link. Okay, so you can drag and drop from here and make a connectivity, or from the mouse, right click, drag and drop to the next stage. Okay, so this is the design. Okay, now here we have to define the sequential file. Okay, so what is a sequential file? Let's discuss about in-depth information about the sequential file. Okay, right. So now let's go to this is a sequential file. Okay, so this is don't try to make any notes. Okay, so here already I'm providing the notes. If you are taking the running notes, that is up to you. Okay, so even it is good if you take the running notes so that you will be attentive in the class. Okay, so here each stage there will be having input link and output link for any data stage. Okay, so what will be the input link and output link for sequential file stage? Now let's see point by points. So here total about sequential file stage, we have total 7 points. You need to remember all these 7 points in your mind. Okay, so what is this each point? Okay, so let's go one by one. First point is it supports one single input link and single output link. So input link where we will read the data. So where we will read the data, we will read the data in the source. Where we will read the data, we will read the data in the source. Where we will read the data, we will read the data in the source. And where we will write the data, we will write the data in the target. Okay. So remember one thing, in source, okay, we will read the data. Okay, and in target we will write the data. Okay, we will write the data in the target. Write means what do you mean by write? What do you mean by write? Write means load the data. Okay, update the data. Okay, and insert the data. Okay, insert the data. Where we will insert, where we will load, we will load in the target system. Target, it may be a file or database. Okay, file or database. So where we will read the data, we will read the data in, it may be a file or table. Okay, so table means where will the tables will be? Tables will be in the database. Okay, so here our database is DB2. Okay, so here we have database DB2. So here you need to install. Yesterday I forgot to share that video. Okay, I will share that video how to install SQL DBX. Okay, so click on this. So here you need to choose DB2 database. Okay, I will open it again. So once you copied, once you download this SQL DBX while copying to VM. So here first you need to choose IBM DB2 LUB. So you need to choose this option, DBMS type, database management system type is IBM DB2 LUM. And here we have the server. So always choose the server XMeta. Okay, so here we have IADB. IA means Information Analyzer DB. So that we are not working on it now. We are working on data stage. So that is the reason you need to choose XMeta. Now click on OK. And here there is no username and password. So for username and password, we have kept it as a blank. Okay. So click on remember password and then click on OK. Okay. So here we have the schema called DSADM. Okay. So for you, it won't be visible now. The reason is you need to load any table data. Yesterday only what are the tables that I have created for previous batch that I have dropped all the tables. Okay, so that is the reason here tables are reflecting 0. Okay, so for this one you need to load the table data. Okay, so now let's see here. Okay, let's go to our the theoretical part of sequential files. Next is point number 2. So what is the point number 2? To read and write the text file. So sequential file will be reading data in a form of text files, .txt files. Okay, and dot CSV. CSV means comma separated value. PSV means pipe separated value. And dot TAT file, these are delimiter file. And fixed with file. So fixed with file, we will be having no delimiter. So delimiter files will have delimiter. Okay, so this is the delimiter file. And if you see, if you go to files for practice, so here you can see EMP fixed. So this is the file. So if you see this file here, we don't have any delimiter. How we can read the data from fixed with file? We can read the data from fixed with file with a position wise. Okay. And the next step is default. So default, the execution mode for the sequential file is sequential mode only. Sequential file stage default, it should in the sequential mode. Okay. And it runs in single node. Okay, it runs in single node. Sequential mode means it runs in a single node. Okay. Now let's see here. Okay, so now let's see here. Sequential mode. Now let's see what is the execution mode. Okay, so here go to stage. You can see here default execution mode. What is it's a sequential file. Got it? Okay. So now let's see how we can convert into parallel. So here, when you read a data for a specific file, read method here, you can see read method. What is the read method? Okay, so what is the read method here? Specific file or file pattern. Okay, so either of these two that you can consider. Okay, now I will define one file. Okay, so go to source. This is the file. Okay, so here you have to go to C drive, and here you have to go to source. Okay. And again mention another file. Okay, so the same file if I mention. Okay, so let it be. So if you're reading data from multiple files, so see here it has been changed to parallel mode, parallelism. So yesterday's session we have discussed about in depth about what is parallelism and all. Okay, so when you read data from sequential to parallel, so here we have two options. Okay, one option, first option is we can read multiple files. Okay, so other option is to convert into parallel mode. This one is file pattern. Okay, so when you just now we have implemented option D. If you read multiple files, then automatically it will convert into parallel. So now let's see the option A, read method file pattern. Okay, so here I will change the read method as Read method as file pattern. Click on yes. See here, it will be default parallel. Okay. So now I will mention specific file. Okay. So when I mention specific file, it is converted into sequential. Okay. Now I will change it to file pattern. Okay. So here you can see sequence parallel. Okay. So multiple files if you read, and when you are reading from file pattern, this will convert from sequential to parallel. Okay. Third option, read from multiple nodes. Default is no. If change it to yes, then it will be parallel. Okay, read from multiple nodes. Now go to, okay, so here let it be single specific file. Now it's in sequential. Okay, so go to option here, read from multiple, read number of read from. So what is the third option? What is the second option? Read from multiple nodes. Read from multiple nodes. So default option is no. When you default option is no means it will be in sequential only. When you choose this default option here, read from it will be no. When you choose to yes. So then here you can see parallel it converted. Okay. So this is other way where we can read the data from sequential to parallel. And now I will delete this. Now it gone to the original state, sequential only, sequential mode only. And number of readers per node. So the default it will be one node. Mean sequential mode means one node. Okay, remember always only one node will be there. If you give more than one node, then it will change it to parallel. Okay. So here what you can do, go to option here, number of readers per node. So default is one. Okay, so when it is default is one, it's sequential. So I will increase it to 2. Give 2 here. Okay, so when you give 2, what will happen? Go to, see here. See, so this is the difference. Okay. So any questions, guys? Here we have covered first 4 points. We have covered first 4 points. So any questions, guys? Here.
No questions.
Okay. Right. Okay. What about others? Only 2 people responded.
No, just
Okay.
Sir, I can't view from 2 to 9 and then from 11 to 16. Like the slides are blank.
Oh, okay. So you have access to this drive, right?
I just downloaded this.
Oh, don't try to download. Okay, so you can directly see material and all. You have access right here. What you can do, you can view it like this. It's very simple. Okay.
Can you go back again?
So you need to go to this particular. So this folder you need to go. Okay. So it will be visible for you like this. Okay. So okay, then you need to go to this one, this slide.
The
Okay.
IBM.
study material. Okay. Then this is the PPT. So click on this.
Oh, okay.
Okay. See, guys, one small request. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Now I can view.
So don't, you no need to see this access will be lifetime. Okay. So until the Google exits, in this planet, it will be there. Okay, I won't revoke you access. Okay, so here you can open your laptop and you can open like this.
Okay.
Okay, so don't try to download. So if you are using different laptop like Mac or so, it won't support few things. Okay, so my recommendation is you can view it in the drive itself. Okay, you will have read-only access. Okay, if I give edit access, you will edit all the materials. So just read-only access I have given. So you can view the material. That's it. Okay. So pay attention during the class. Don't see other things. Okay. So when I'm talking about a particular concept, be focused on that topic only. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. So now let's see. Fifth point. So we are in the point number 5. So up to 4 points. Any doubts, guys?
No.
Okay, no doubts. Okay, good. So here you have to memorize all these points. Okay. So if you are reading any particular stage, so you have to memorize this. I mean, you have to how this each stage will use. So that is the main thing. Okay. Now let's see fifth point. So we default. Okay. So and one more important point is fifth point is sequential file stage. So does not support null data. So for example, if I receive null data in my file, it won't support. Nulls are not accepted in sequential file state. So, but source stream, few columns, there might be a possibility having null data. Then how I can handle it, sir? We can handle it with null field value. We need to set it as a single space. Okay, so here we have to give equal. So next to enter button left side, press twice, that's it. Okay, so here we have this option in the fields. Okay, null field value. Okay, press twice, that's it. Okay, so here number of readers. Okay, and here we have other option like filtering. We can filter the data. Okay, so for example, the input file that we receive contains header and footer. My requirement is to remove header and footer. So here we need to write a set command $1d colon. So there is a command, right? So that you have to give the command. So anyway, we'll doing exercise on that. So we'll discuss later. And here you can see first file name. So I want to populate the file name in my database. You have to give the file name. And here we have, so if there is any rejected column name, there is any data getting rejected, that you can give the rejected column name. So entire data will be loaded as in a single column. And row number, we can pass the row number. And here, row number means it will start giving the numbering 0, 1, 2, like that. Okay. And here schema file. So schema file is, we will be defining the layout of the file by using runtime column propagation. With that, no need to define the metadata. So that we will discuss later. So these are the features here in the properties. Okay. And here, let's see, first line is a column name. So when you have the first line in your file is having the column name. So our file is emp pipe, right? So this is the one. So now you have to tell me whether this file having column name or not, first line. Okay. So column name is header. First line, do you have the column name or not?
Yes, we have.
So when you have the column name, then option you need to set it is true. Okay. And the next option, keep the file partitioning. If you set it to true, what happens? It will convert it into, I mean, like the data will be organized into partition node format, parallelism. So that I don't want to happen. Let it be default false. And missing file mode. So here, the pattern of the file, I mean, like the file name should be same. Like see here, we have the multiple 3 options here. Okay. So depends if you give means default the file name prefix. Okay, the same format has to the upstream application has to share the file. If they change the file name, then it will cause a issue. Okay. And here we have error. If you give means until unless the file name should be in proper prefix and suffix format. Okay. So here if the file name is not in proper this thing, the name is different. Then if you give depends what happens, job will fail. Okay. And if you give OK means even the file name is different, job will run fine. Okay. So if there is no data, then what happens? It will go by loading the data with 0 records. Okay. So it's a meaningless. Always prefer to go for this depend option. Okay. And it will check the proper file name and data will be processed. And here reject mode. So sequential file stage does not support null value. If there is any rejected data, there is a bad data that can be rejected. So we will see in upcoming exercise. And progress interval. Here if we set it to yes, what happens here? We can see the logging information, how the reading and writing has happened. Okay. So we have covered point 6 also. And here sequential file stage supports up to 2 GB data, max 2 GB data, where we can write the data and where we can read the data. So if it is more than 2 GB, what will happen? Your job will fail. Okay. Yeah. So now let's do this exercise. So now we have defined the file. Now go to format. So you need to check always what is final delimiter. So final delimiter here is end. End means what happens here. So this when I click on arrow button, it is moving to the next line. So that means it is ending there, final delimiter. So that is record level. Record level means it will consider entire this particular one. Okay. And field level. Field level means column to column. Okay. So column to column. Field level. Okay. So here is it a comma? Default it will be comma. So there are some other delimiters here. Tab, null. Okay. Tab, null. And comma, end, white space. So if it is other delimits, what we can do? We can give other delimiters apart from mentioning here. You have to mention that delimiter. Ours is pipe. I have mentioned 5. How to mention 5? Shift, press on shift button, enter above. Okay, so that is the pipe. Okay, and if you want to handle the nulls, you have to give single space. So just now I have discussed. And if there is any string field data, quotes double means what? So for example, any of the data is having string data. Okay, so quotes. So here you can give double. Okay, any of the data that you receive double, you can give double quotes or single quotes. If you need to see the file. So here nothing is there. So there is no double quotes. Then in that case, what we can do? We can give none. Okay. Now go to columns. Here we have to define the metadata. How we can define the metadata? We have to import the table definition. Okay. So here we have 8 columns that we can enter the metadata. So metadata layout, the business team has to provide the column name. Okay, the column name, data type, length, those details. Who is the owner of the file? They have to provide the details. Okay. So if they didn't, if those folks don't provide the file to you, what you can do? You can import the metadata. Okay. So now click on load. So here this is the table definition. Okay. So it will redirect to the repository in the table definition. Okay. So here you can see. So right click on the table definition, import table definition. Here choose sequential file definition. So here there are some other files also, the COBOL, DCL generation, ODBC table definition, plugin metadata. So ODBC table definition, it's applicable for all the databases. PL plugin metadata for only for specific databases like Oracle, Teradata, DB2, Sybase, Informix, and all. Okay. So sequential file definition. Click on file. Okay, so here you need to choose the directory. Okay, and here you can see the list of files. So if you need all the files, click on all files. So here it supports text file.csv file and other files. All files means other .psv, other formats. Okay. So click on this file. Click on, then next option is import. Okay. So here we have this first line is a metadata. Okay. And here it supports default by these three formats: tab, space, and a comma. Ours is pipe, right? If it is other delimits, you have to mention the pipe here. Okay. And double quotes default is to double quotes here, quotations of the character, string data type. So let it be as it is. Okay. Now click on define. So once you click on define, it will allocate, it will scan the entire data and it will go through like suggested data type, integer, char, okay, I mean char or worker, okay. So here it will consider the default length. And the data stage, it supports display length means profile length, maximum length of each column. So here you can mention 4. Okay. So here we can mention 6. Here you can mention 9. Here mention 4. Okay. So 10 here, 4 here, 4 here. Okay. So, and 2. So this I'm entering the display length in the actual length. So if you mention the actual length, what happens? Unnecessary space will be removed and the space consumption will be less. Okay. So you have to confirm with your file owner who is going to share the file to you, and he is responsible of the layout, okay, of the length, those details like data type, length, layout, and the column name, how which order is going to send. Okay, so during the testing phase, they will share a sample file that we are going to test it in dev environment, QA environment, and we will be capturing the evidences and we need to share with them. So the file that you said, it's working fine. Okay, and here nullability. So sequential file does not support null values. So if you have to handle the null values, give yes. Okay. Click on yes, nullability. Okay. So now click on OK. Okay, so here you can see it is importing the metadata. Now close. So here you can see a sequential file stage. Sequential file. You can see the sequential file here. Okay. So now let's see here sequential file. Earlier it was not there. We have imported. Now click on OK. Okay. Click on OK. Okay. So here in the metadata now. So I want to share a few things with you. So we already imported the metadata that is there in the repository. Okay. Click on this. So here, remove all the columns, add all the columns. Okay, I want to add one column. Add like this. Add all columns. Click on add all columns. Click on OK. View the data. Okay. So here, if you are able to view the data, then your definition is correct. Okay, so here we are able to view the data. Okay, now click on close. Click on OK. Okay, so double click on transformer. Now we need to do the mapping. Okay, so what you can do, press, so you can drag and drop one column. Okay, so this one way. What is the other way? Drag Control A. You want to drag and drop all the column. Press, click here, Control A. Okay, and drag and drop here. Okay, so click on OK. So we have mapping is done, source to target. So this is the source and these are the target columns. Okay, so we are going to do more number of exercises on this transformer in upcoming sessions. Okay, so click on OK. Now let's see here. Double click on DB2 connector. What is the database schema? XMeta, right? Okay, so that is database XMETA, XMeta, and generate the SQL statement during the runtime. Yes, we have to give runtime. So runtime, we are going to create a table. So the table action here, we can give create. Okay. So here you can see the table name. So let's give the table name EMP data. Okay. So here you can see that whether this table exists or not. Okay. Select star from this one. So here, what happens here? Undefined table name. So this table name is not there. Okay, so for you, if you are creating first time, so DS stadium schema won't be visible to you. So here you have to develop the first job. Okay, so here generated the table. We are creating the table during the runtime. Okay, so here click on generate create statement at the runtime. Yes. Fail on errors. Yes. Okay. So there are some other options that let it be default. So there is a session on database characters. We will discuss there in detail. Now click on OK. Okay. Now we have designed the job. So once you design the job, any program that you write, you have to compile. Okay. So before compile, you have to save the code. Okay. So here let's create a folder. So here I'm creating a folder. So rename that folder. So the DEC 24 batch. Okay. So here we are going to save these jobs. Okay. So now how to save the job? Go to file, click on save. Okay. Choose here and exercise 1 sample data load to TAB. Okay. Give some name. Okay. The name should be meaningful name. Okay. Click on exercise 1 job. Okay. Sample data load tab I have given. Click on save. So once you click on save, the job has been saved. The next step is we need to compile. So here this is the option where the blue bubbles, this is the compile option. And how we can compile? So we can go to file where we can choose the compile option. Okay. So here you can see. And if you press F7 from the keyboard, that can be compiled. Okay. Okay. So here, by clicking on file and choose the compile, click on F7. This is one option. I'm pressing F7 from my keyboard. Okay. See here, it's in compilation is in progress. Okay. And these are other option where compile. Click, click on compile. See, the compilation is in progress. Okay, so now let's run the job. Okay, so here we can run the job. So here you can see run. Okay, control plus F5. If you press from the keyboard, it will run. So by clicking on this, it will run. Okay, click on run. And here, click on run. So here we have this option of validate. That also we'll discuss now. Okay. So here you can see. Press Control L from the keyboard. So the new window here you can see the log information. Okay. So here data has been transferred from file and load it into a table. Okay. Load it into a table. Okay, so here another important interview question is what is the differences between compile and if I click on validate? So what is the main difference? Okay, so compile is whether you define the properties correctly or not. Compile, it will check the file, whatever you mention, whether you followed the general uh, properties that you define or not. But validate, it will check the data level, the syntaxes, okay, and the data inside of that. So if validation is fine, then your job will run fine. So any data type size mismatches in the database versus the data stage, those kind of things that it will check. So in metadata inconsistency, those things. Okay. So this is the first exercise. Any questions here?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Uh, in sequential file stage mode, we have defined some properties, right? So, uh, what is their key column, right? We have to check or uncheck. Like there is one checkbox. Yeah,
Yeah.
it act as a primary key or what? I have always confusion on this. So, what does it does and what
It's
is
a
the impact?
Yeah. So it might be a key column. Key column may be a primary key also, unique key also. Okay, so when you consider key column, then nullability should be known. So that is having the unique data.
Okay.
So normally, mostly it will be a primary key. So there might be a chance you will be clicking on this particular key option. So when the nullability is no, okay, then it will be a primary key. If the nullability is yes, means that might be unique key. So you need to check what type according to the database that you need to check. Got it the difference? So nulls are accepted in unique key, but in primary key nulls are not accepted. So here nullability primary key always it should be key and nullability should be no. So that is the difference. So for example, employee name is a unique key. Okay. So then here nullable is a unique key and nullability should be yes. Okay.
Okay, understood.
Yeah. So this is the first exercise. Okay. So any other questions, guys? So and you need to follow one more thing. Okay. So when you're doing, there might be a chance your jobs will having some queued status that will come actually. So what is this queued status? Let's see this. So this is the data stage. FAQs. Block. Go here. So data stage jobs queued status. Okay. So here whenever data stage job got queued status. So what you are supposed to do? So here the workload manager, data stage workload manager configuration that you need to be the following should be enabled. It is set to 1, but disable means 0. So here we need to set it to 0. It will be 1 actually. Okay, so you can check in your VMware. So you need to go to this particular path. Okay, so you need to go to this particular path. What is that path? This is the path. Information server DSOD directory. Okay, so go to C drive in the VMware. IBM information server. Again, here you have to go to server. Okay, so DS ODB, right? DS ODB. Okay, so DS ODB. Here you can check the DS ODB config file, right? DS ODB is the config file. So this is the one DS ODBC config file. ODB config file. DS ODB config file. This is the one. Open. Okay, so first time if you are opening, it will ask open in Notepad. Okay, and come down at the end. Come down. Okay, so the workload manager. So it will be default. It will set to 1. Now here you are supposed to set it to 0. Okay, since already I have my setting earlier, it will be like this for you. So what you are supposed to do? You are supposed to do remove 1, place 0. Okay, and click on yes. So normally when your data stage jobs went, sometimes it will end to queued status. Okay, so in that scenario where you can handle this. Okay, so this is the block. I will share this in Telegram group. Okay. Yeah, I'm copy pasting in the chat. Someone share it in the WhatsApp group. Okay. Right. So yeah. So we have completed first exercise. So now let's see the second exercise. So here extract the data from DB2 table. and load it into 4 output files. Okay, so 4 output files in the sense. So here we need to load the data into 4 output files. One is EMP pipe. Okay. Okay, different 4 output files. Okay. So EMP pipe 1.txt. So EMP comma .txt. So EMP tab.txt. Okay. So EMP comma .csv. Okay, so these are the output files. What is the input? Input is this one. Okay, input is database table. So now let's check the output. Okay, so here we got the result, right? So here let's reconnect. Okay. So now if you reconnect, okay, once you load the data into table, you need to reconnect. Then here you are supposed to check DSADM. Okay, so DSADM will be available. Okay, so here right click on select. Now see data table got created and data got loaded. Okay, so what we will do is we'll work on this assignment tomorrow. So tomorrow we will see second and third exercise, and if time permits, you will see this other exercise also. Okay, so I'm stopping it for today. Please finish your installation and complete the first assignment before coming tomorrow's class. Okay, so those who completed first assignment, acknowledge it in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so that's it, guys, for today.
Jesse, I have one doubt.
Yeah.
In file properties, you said right that the quote and all we need to put double. So anyway, our data is for a first access we have 15 records only. We can able to see the data, so we can based on that one we are giving those options and all. But if we are not seeing those data, how it will be? What we need to give those properties and all?
So here default, see, if you don't see the codes, so default here, what we can give none. Okay. So here, let's see the example of the data. For example, here, wherever string is there. So if the data, if it is like this.
Okay.
So in that case, here you need to give double. Got it? So since we don't have that. Okay, so what
I'm asking if we don't know how the source data will be.
Yeah.
At that time, how we can proceed here?
You have to check the sample data. Okay, so they'll be share the file, right? It will be mostly in Unix format. Okay, so just you need to check sample data. So cat, suppose 1,000 records are there. You can check the cat. You can use cat command to display the data, or you can use head -100 or -200 to file name. If you give, it will give the sample data, right? So based on that, here we can decide.
Okay. By
Okay.
seeing the data only, we
Yeah,
can.
by seeing the data only, that only here we can take a decision.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay, and also you need to be clear with your the file owner, data owner who is going to send the file to you. What is the format? Okay, what is the delimiter? So
Okay.
those things you need to get the information.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And
Then.
also one more thing here in target stage is there, right? So
Yeah.
first time we are running this job, we are giving that create option. So later on, if we do now, we need to change that option, right?
Target. So target is database here in the first exercise.
Yeah, yeah. If you open there, you have given those there one option create, right? A table and all.
Yeah.
So
If table already exists means then what happens?
then
So
we need to
here
replace. We need to go.
you need to give replace or you can give truncate. Okay. So if I will, okay, so I will do one thing. I will try to run this job again. So what will happen? Okay. Let's see what happens. So normally if it is in blue color means what will happen here?
Running stage.
Running state. Okay, so if it is turned into red color means it's aborted state. See here, error
Yeah.
already came. So what is this error? So here you are trying to error occurs. An error occurred when the table creation. So what is this error? If you see the previous statement, so object already exists. The file, the name that we are going to create already exists in the database. See here. So
Yeah.
here the table name should be unique in database. Table name, you cannot create the same table name with, so this should be unique. This is the error. So how we can fix this error? So here, if you want to create the table, another table again, what you can do, you can give another number or you can use a truncate. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's drop this table and create rerun the job again. I'm dropping this table. Okay. Now rerun this job. Click on OK. So tomorrow, how we can extract the data, those things that we will see.
Okay.
Okay, so let's rerunning it again. Okay. So here, let's reconnect here. So here you can see. Okay. Data got loaded. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you. So those who have doubts, no, they can stay. Others can drop off. I'm stopping the recording.